3, 2, 1.
A, B, C.
Here we go.
And we're back.
Here we go. Welcome in, everybody.
Welcome, everybody.
How many people we got right now?
We got currently about 79, I think.
All right. Hopefully we get these numbers up.
To 90.
Raise the numbers up. Appreciate you guys for joining in tonight. Tonight's a very important message, as always. Thank you, NORBEEZ, for giving me your time finally. Hopefully the phones are going to be working tonight.
Well, that's the best part about tonight.
That's the best part.
We get to find out.
But man, this you have it like it sounds real clear right now.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, it sounds real good
That's
right now.
good. No, that's how I do it.
So some new events are taking place, as you can see.
Oh yeah, man, it's getting wild out there.
What do you think about the new topic, but the new situation that we are in?
The one with Iran?
Yes.
Iran? I mean, yeah, I thought it was interesting, you know, well, let me start off by saying when Trump ran for president, he swore no more wars. He's not going to try to do that. He definitely did try to start one, attacking another country for another country.
Uh-huh. Well, I don't get this is why I ask questions, because when I ask people things about, or we talk about politics or whatever, they reference him. Well, Trump, is doing this, and Trump this and Trump that. Yeah. Do you really think that Trump? I mean, I know a lot now, but like, do you really think Trump is making the decisions for this whole nation right here?
No, not in that aspect. No, heck no.
Then why do people blame Trump? For instance, the immigration thing. People blame Trump. Oh, Trump made a decision and Trump is making this. Trump isn't doing nothing.
You know why though? You really want to know why? Because
Go for it.
If we say the other place, they start muting our accounts.
Or they'll start saying it's a conspiracy,
right?
They
start shadowing us, and then they'll make us look like we're crazy.
Yeah. So conspiracy. I want you guys to keep that word in mind tonight, because conspiracy is really critical thinking. It's not a conspiracy theory. That's something that the CIA threw in this at you guys to make you think that, oh, well, that's not real, or they're just overthinking it, or that's just an idea that they had, or whatever they want you to they want to get you as far away from the truth as possible. And I'm gonna show you how far they've gotten you away from the truth tonight.
We got sleeper cells here now.
Oh yeah, and then that's another thing. They went and said, Al Qaeda released a message saying that they're gonna activate sleeper cells. When does your enemy ever tell you what they're gonna do to you? Like how they're gonna? Oh, you know what? We're gonna activate this and that and that and this. That's the most ridiculous thing.
The biggest thing is people are saying, well, Biden let so many people in. Who knows how many sleeper cells he let in?
Yeah, but there's people, and it's not even about sleeper cells. It's people that believe in the Muslim religion.
Yeah.
That believe in that, bro. That feel they have to go all the way for their God, Allah. Okay, that's what they believe in. So it's not about people getting across the borders. It's people that are already here that are worshiping their God, and they believe if they sacrifice themselves, they will get this and that and that and that.
Well, the interesting part about like, let's say let's talk about, I don't know if we'll get in trouble by me saying this, but 9/11. Everybody that was part of that whole situation as far as attacking, all of them have visas. They all have school visas or work visas. So they didn't have to go through some...
Are you talking about the plane part?
No, I'm talking about the people that were supposedly involved in the whole attacks and stuff.
Oh, okay.
They all had visas.
Okay.
So they were all here like legally. None of them came in through the what you would call these borders.
Right.
But that's the funny part, because now they're saying, well, Biden let all these guys in through the border.
Right.
I'm like, the guys that supposedly attacked us all came in here legally through visas. They bought their way in. They didn't have to sneak in.
Well, I mean, the main guy, the culprit, right? The culprit that they said that it was all his plan and stuff. That dude actually passed on in 2001 from cancer.
We're talking about that tall guy, right?
Yes. I don't want to say, like, I don't want to get us in strike or none of that crap. But anyways, it's ridiculous, bro. And the public is sad because the public doesn't know about it. They don't know about these things. They're believing anything the news tells them or shows them. Look at, for instance, the whole LA thing that's happening recently, where you got these newscasters over there telling people, "Oh, stay up there. Let me take a picture of you on the car."
Yeah.
Or wave the flag, and showing all the bad stuff. You know what I mean? But they're not showing any of the good stuff. The people that are spreading positivity, the people that are kicking knowledge down there, or any of that. They're not showing none of that.
That's the crazy part about that. They don't show that stuff. Aside from that, I mean,
Can you pull up a map? This is the one I didn't send you. Can you pull up a map of Israel and Palestine?
you want me to put that up right now?
Yeah, if you can, bro. I want to show them something real quick. Just for the meanwhile, I should have Googled one real quick. But if you guys, I get a lot of messages. Oh my God, like there's so many messages I get asking me, what do you think is gonna happen? What do you think is going on? Are we gonna get hit? Is this gonna happen? Is that gonna happen? And why is this happening? And what do you think about this? Right?
I'll pull this up from the Britannica, I guess.
Or why are they doing this? Right? So this is one of the big reasons why they're doing this, right? And why the U.S. always invades a country, such as Afghanistan or Iraq. And
I don't know if you can see it, but the map is right over there.
Oh, I can't see it, bro. I mean, I can't see it. I don't know which one you're showing. Does it show the surrounding the surrounding states?
Yeah, it shows Egypt, Jordan, Syria, Lebanon.
Okay, the ones bordering Israel, right? From what you guys know about what I show you guys on here, that is not the real Israel. Okay, I broke down the word Israel, Isis, Amen, Ra, Ayal, meaning God, right? Before, and I showed you guys what that was. Okay, that place right there has always been Palestine. Has always been Palestine. That is not where the Hebrews originated from. That's not the real Hebrew lineage over there. Okay, that's occupied by Khazarians, right? That were part of the Tartarian Empire. So these people want to create a new Jerusalem. They want to create a new temple to do the new sacrifice. Okay, those people that are over there, Khazarians, the Weddles, are the fake Jews that call themselves Jewish. I told you the Jewish. It's not the real thing, not the real Jew. Those people want to occupy those lands and create a whole Israel within all those states. Just obliterate those people. They've always been at war. All right. The real and people have a hard time. How do I say? Comprehending what I say, because you guys aren't able to see like a lot of stuff, and you're taught a certain thing in school about his story, right? You're taught about the Roman Empire, you're taught about the Catholic Church a little bit, but you're never told about who you are. They never talk about who you are. They talk about Indians being savages and they give you the wrong name. They call you Aztecs, or talk about, the Aztec people sacrificed this, and the Aztec people did this, and they were savages, and they just ran amok, But the true word of that name, the true name of those people, of our people, is Mexica. They never teach you about Inca. They never teach you about the Maya. They'll show you little things. They'll scatter a little bit of salt and pepper on you, just so you can have a little taste of it, but they never give you the full meal. They never give you the full meal of who you are. Do you remember what you learned in school, NORBEEZ? Did you learn anything about?
Such as like what, world history, U.S. history?
About your history.
No, the only thing they taught was that, the U.S. bought the West Coast.
Mm-hmm. The majority of people in the Americas, bro, what do you think religion? And then that's another thing, colonialism. You learn about Catholicism, but you never learn about the cathode, right? Remember the episode that I did about the cathode?
Yeah.
You never learned that it's an energy temple. You never learn about that. You get told that the church is a temple, but essentially the church is a people where three or more combined, and that's from scripture. So you can't go against scripture and come out with your own theory of what you think a church is, right? Because you're in your feelings about what you think you knew or what you were taught when you were a child. Okay. I told you about words, children. The word kid is a baby goat. Why is that? Children comes from the word child, and drin mean adrenal. Okay. Adrenochrome, right?
Yeah.
Children, chilled blood. Okay. We talked about vampires. You know, what is a vampire? Where does that bloodline come from? What do they do? Well, they look for essentially a virgin's blood, which would be a child's blood without sin, right? We talked about that. So, and I'm getting to a point right now. I hope you guys stay with me. I'm gonna get to a very important point. But I'm saying we get taught all this stuff in school, you know, and I'm gonna give you another one. You know, the rainbow. The rainbow, they start the rainbow off with red, upside down. The rainbow doesn't start off with red. It starts off with purple, the most high color. And I'm talking about scripture. I'm not here to preach to you guys or anything. I'm no preacher. But I'm giving you an example that everything that is of antiquity and moral high standard, they flip everything upside down and do it different. You know, we talked about circumcision. They do a moil, which is dirty. You know, everything they do, we have a warrior braid, which is our piochli, at our crown chakra. They shave it off, and they have these little locks just on the sides, on the outskirts of their head, right? When that's not sacred. They're not supposed to do that. There's just so many things I could point out, right?
Oh, yeah, you're right. Let's start off with purple.
Yeah. So that's like I told you guys, in scripture, there's a favorite everything. God's favorite flower is a lily. His chosen people are the Hebrews, right? His number's 7. The Lucifer would be the number 6. His is a goat. You know, there's just so many, so much stuff, right? But I wanted to get to the first one. What I wanted to talk about was the symbolism that we grow up with. Take Christianity, right? If you could pull the first one up, it's the little fish symbol. Where does the fish have to do with scripture, right? Well, people can associate it with, you know, Jesus, when he was fishing, he nobody can get fish or whatever, so he threw a net and he made it like essentially rain of fish. Not rain, but literally. But I'm saying like he caught a multitude of fish for the people, you know. He made it, you know, to feed everybody or whatever. So the fish really comes from, and I wrote a little bit of notes real quick because there were so many topics that I wanted to touch on. So if I'm all over the place, my bad. But this is how I did it real quick, spur of the moment. So the fish symbol, Christianity, Pisces, comes from the word Dagon, right? Man, I should have had you post up these words, right? So Dagon was a fish god of Babylon, right? What does Babylon mean? Well, Babylon means confusion. They represent that all throughout the Vatican. And why is this important? Well, because the Vatican owns Washington, D.C., which we are going to get to, the District of Columbia. Remember that word Columbia, because it's going to come in a little bit later. Okay. The Pope represents old Roman religion, which is facts. Okay. So if you want to post up the picture of the Pope, if you can. If you look at his hat is the mouth of a fish. That's Dagon.
Yeah, let me show you another picture and you tell me if
Go for it.
what do you think of that one?
Yeah, I can't see that far because the screen's real little, bro. But
let me see.
if it's the same hat, it's the same thing, bro. So does it say about Dagon right there?
I think that's Dagon right next to
Yeah, and so that's where we get the whole water maritime law thing and the law of the water, which you were under when you were sold into slavery, when they signed the birth certificate on you or you and your children, and you sign your flesh and body over to them. They own Washington, D.C. The Roman Empire owns them. Okay, the Roman Empire consists of those families. All right, so here we go. What I was gonna get to. So the bloodline, right? People ask me all the time, well, you know, who are these bloodlines that you talk about? You know, these 13 supposed royal bloodlines that own everything. How come they're never in the public? You know, how come you never see them? You know, everybody believes that the king and the queen make all these decisions, or the presidents make all the decisions. No, they don't. Your enemy will never want to reveal himself. You know, why would you want to go be seen who you are so people can point you out? They live luxurious lives, do all this abominable things, and you don't even know about it until it's too late and it's affecting you. All right. So the bloodline call-ins, right? Christopher Columbus. Okay, Christopher Columbus' Spanish name is Cristobal Colón. Okay, that's his real name, and it comes from a PayPal family. Hold up, called Colombia, right? Or Colonia, excuse me, Colonia family, right? And these were the enemies of the Orsinis. These are the one family that I was talking about before. The Orsini family. This is some crazy stuff that I'm talking about right here, because this is some stuff that affects people that talk about it. So I'm really giving you something really important right now. I know you might not understand it right now, but this is really important. Okay. So the Orsini family has always been worshippers of Mars, right? Marduk. Marduk is the god of war, which is essentially, they call him Lucifer, right? The enlightened ones. And those family have always been in war with the Rothschilds and Windsors. The Rothschilds and Windsors were at war since the Middle Ages. Okay, they've been at war. My God's better than your God, or they that's how their worship goes. Well, Saturn is this, and my God is this, or my God is bigger than your God, and so they've always been at war. So there came a point in time when there was just too much bloodshed, and they're all participating in the same thing. Whether they believe one of the gods is bigger than the other or not, they're all doing the same worshiping, the same sacrifice, the same blood rituals, and all this and that. So there was a point in time where they came into agreement, and to keep their wealth and their family, they decided to inbreed with each other's families. Okay. And that's what they've been doing ever since, to keep their supposed bloodline pure, if you will, which is actually ancestral stuff. Okay. So that agreement took place. The Corleone family becomes Colombia when they mix, and that becomes, if you guys know Colombia. Now you ask yourself this, okay? It's gonna sound like a conspiracy, but it's not. It's critical thinking, and this is fact. What I'm gonna give you. So it becomes Colombia, right? So what do we have now? We have the District of Columbia. We have the Knights of Columbia. We have Columbia Pictures. We have British Columbia. We have Columbia of South America, and we have Washington, D.C., the District of Columbia. So what does that mean? Well, what does that mean? Well, who is Columbia? Well, I just told you who they were. So that's what the families that run this whole program initiate propaganda, fund both sides of the wars for you to destroy you, while they inherit everything that you're working hard for. Okay. What do you think about that, NORBEEZ?
I mean, it's crazy because it's just you're just laying out the map of how all this thing is just how it all came to be,
Right.
from the past to now, and it's definitely things that people should understand of who exactly is controlling everything here.
So what does that have to do with now, right? You could ask that. Well, what does that have to do with Iran, and what does that have to do with that? Yeah. Because these are the families that are occupying people's lands, like the fake Jews that are over there.
Yeah.
They're all related. They're all related, and they're trying to establish lands and get back their covenant, which they sold. They are from a certain bloodline, okay, of a family, okay? And they want to spread their maritime law across the world for the law of the water, along with their Jesuit priests who spread false religion and symbolism in movies and music. Don't they do that?
Yep.
You got Columbia Pictures. You got all kinds of symbols.
Somebody put Columbia Records.
Yeah, Columbia Records. You got all kinds. You just ask yourself, and think, before you call it a conspiracy. You know what I mean? Because it's not.
I'm going to think twice before purchasing Columbia coffee.
So people ask, well, if that's not the real Jews, and those aren't the real Jewish people over there, and well, where is the Holy Land at? Well, it's actually here in America. You could disagree with me all you want. That's fine. But if you look at maps pre-15th century, the names in the maps have been changed. One of them, for instance, that I always bring up is the state of Utah, right? What other pictures did I give you, bro?
You gave me the map and then the tribes.
Okay. Oh, show the picture of the tribes, right? So these are some of the what you would call the 10-headed beast. Okay, these are the tribes, or if you will, enemies of indigenous people. Literally.
Wow, you have some on there that said extinct.
Yeah. But some of them, I don't believe that they're extinct. They just put them there. They've actually inbred with other people, other tribes of them. But yeah, that's for the most part, that's them. Have raped. Oh, I shouldn't say that, huh?
No.
Robbed and pillaged. Right? Can you cut that out? My bad. I shouldn't have used that name. But anyways, yeah. So we are in the old world. This is called ancient Babylon. And why is it ancient Babylon? They call it Babylon because Babylon means confusion. Babylon means confusion. Okay. Egypt was never a city state country. None of that. It was never. Egypt. These words meant things. That's why I talk about wordplay. Egypt means bondage. It's a place of captivity. Okay. And who went in captivity? Well, the Hebrew people. So who are the Hebrew people? Well, the Hebrew people, from studying and migration and laws that were kept under the month. Remember month? Remember the name month? It's not month, it's month and moon day. They're not, it's a moon cycle. That's how you keep track of your days, right? They removed so you can't keep track. They removed the 13th month, which is named Vader. Okay? So you look at Utah, which is named Yehuda, right?
I think you gave me that.
Oh, you could post that up, bro, if you want, so they could see for themselves.
Not this one.
I'm gonna get to that one too. And you look at the names in Utah, and it does have ancient names, right? You get Manessa, Mount Nebo, right? Mount Pisgah. You got Jericho. You got South Gilead Way. You got Ephraim. You got Daniel. You got Nephthah. You got Moab. You got Eden. You got Goshen. You got the Jordan River, right? You got the Jordan Salt Lake, which that river comes from. You got Mount Carmel Junction. These are all biblical names. You got Zion Canyon, Zion National Park. You got Benjamin. You got Enoch. You got Joseph. You got Levan. You got Providence. You got Elam. Right? You got all that. You got Jerusalem. 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 Who came out of Jerusalem? Well, you already know the answer to that, right? So the Jordan River and the Jordan Salt Lake, you know, it's like the story of the Dead Sea, right? So now we're gonna get to the Mississippi River. If you could post up a picture of that. Oh, did you read? Oh, you know what? My bad. That one picture, bro. I wanted you to read something on there. Can you read that for me?
Tiny the letter. Okay.
Is it too small? My bad.
It's a bit small. Similarities to the name Utah. It's gonna be Juta, Yata, Indian names Utah, Yuda, Utah, Judah. Indian names Yuda.
Can you read the scripture at the bottom?
Okay.
My bad, bro. My bad.
Let me make this a little bit bigger, but without blocking the whole thing. All right, it says Isaiah 2, verse 2. And it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of the Lord's house shall be established in the top of the mountains and shall be exalted above the hills, and all nations shall flow onto it.
Right. Who lived in the mountains? Who came out of the 7 cave systems? Who carried the Ark of the Covenant?
Oh, I see where you're going with that.
These are our stories.
Yeah.
These are our stories. The only things that they did when the colonials came is whitewash them. They whitewashed them and showed you all these images of false prophets, false saints, and you worship them. I grew up in Catholic school. I went to Catholic church. I was an altar boy. I joined Christianity. That even made me all like Cristiano. Like I thought I was all like into the Bible, but I was just reading the Bible like a book, like any book. Yeah. And it's not. You got to study it precept upon precept, look up words and definitions in the language that they spoke, Aramaic. They do not mean the same thing in Greek, Latin, or English. Like the word world. There's the word world in the Bible, the word world with an S, plural. and there's the word earth. Why is there 3 different words if they're supposed to mean the same thing? Because they're not. A world means a nation, a specific nation, an indigenous nation. Worlds means all nations, Goyim, heathen, Gentiles, and Hebrews, or indigenous chosen people. And earth means every living organism that God resides within, or creator, right? And what do we believe in? Indigenous people believe that God is in everything. Isn't that right?
Yeah.
They don't. They don't believe that.
No.
They do everything upside down.
Really?
Yeah, bro. It's in front of our face, homie. But we're just so distracted with this whole world and all the events and believing that your vote counts when you're still voting for your enemy. You're voting for your enemy who knows what tribe he comes from, who knows who he is, who's trying to occupy another land, who's trying to build a temple and make a sacrifice to Lucifer, who they believe in. Who does the Vatican, what did they name the telescope? At the Vatican, the biggest telescope. Lucifer.
Yeah, they named it Lucifer.
Why do they call themselves Israelite?
They throw it right in our face.
Loose. Yeah, the light.
They throw it into our face.
Right? They throw it in your face.
Yeah. I mean, we've been so hoodwinked that we believe these people that are kidnapping our people right now on the streets actually have authority to do that. Mm-hmm. And they don't. I mean, it's finally coming out that these people are just regular ass people. They're not even part of this agency that's coming at our people.
Right. So you got the Mississippi River, right? Go ahead. Remember I talked to you guys about the Grand Canyon. That's really the Nile River. That's the Nile River. That was one of the biggest transportation or trading rivers that was used by indigenous people. It goes right through the Americas, right through ancient Babylon, right through chosen land. And if you look at some of the names, they're not on that map, I don't think. But if you look at some of the names, they have Egyptian names. Cairo. There's a bunch of them. You can look, I'll post them. I need to look for my maps.
Yeah.
But they're on there, you know? And it's crazy. You know, you look at the Grand Canyon, parts of the Grand Canyon. Why can't you go? Upper Egypt and Lower Egypt. Why can't you go there? You know, why is there rumors of ancient artifacts from Egypt? Why do they have all this stuff over there? Why do we have an obelisk everywhere? What's an obelisk? Can you look up a picture of an obelisk, bro? Or just type in Washington Monument. They're everywhere. They're everywhere. The obelisks are everywhere. What do those stand for? They stand for Babylon. What is Babylon? I just told you. It's confusion. So why do they have that? Why do they still have ancient Egypt and Roman symbolism all through the Americas? Why should that have anything to do with indigenous people? It doesn't. It shouldn't. It shouldn't be here. It's not their land. They've been trying to push us out from the gate because they know this is chosen land. Columbus was searching for those chosen people. You know the story. He found them. He found them. And has been trying to rob us ever since. You know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's just a little bit of information I wanted to give you guys. I know, sorry if I'm long-winded, but those are the families, man. Those are some of the families, actually. And all this stuff is to build a new temple, what's going on right now. Is something going to happen over here? Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. It has to, because it's prophecy. The first action was the Great Flood, right? The second one will be by fire, right? The rumors of war already. You already know that in Revelations. It will be destroyed by fire. And that has to happen here.
Yeah. No, you're right.
And it's going to happen. You know, nobody knows when it's going to happen, where it's going to happen, but just know that it is going to happen and know who's doing it. That's more important.
You know, the trip is that when the way you describe these families is like it's exactly how they do vampire movies. They all have covenants.
Yeah, they do.
And it's all families.
Yeah.
And is that their way of telling us like these are the ones that are in the backgrounds? These covenants?
Yeah, you'll never gonna see them, bro.
Yeah.
You're never gonna see them in public or know who they are.
Yeah.
You're never gonna see them.
That's
You know?
crazy.
They used to do their whole ritual things in the catacombs, and then those started getting exposed. Look at the catacombs.
Yeah.
How many do we got? We got a big one under LA, a big catacomb under LA.
Isn't that the reptilian city down there?
Their bloodline. It's all biblical from the fallen
According
angels.
to the LA Times.
Whether people want to believe it or not, that's where it comes from.
Yeah. Well, I
You know?
mean, yeah, for the most part. I mean, that's
So-
one of the reasons why they don't let us go into Shasta Mountain either, right?
There's a gang of places.
I don't even think I was supposed to say
The Hoover Dam. The Hoover Dam.
Wait,
You
which
know?
part? I think
Right under the Hoover Dam, bro.
Oh,
Right under. And what are the dams made for anyways? We talked about that before on the channel too. Those are energy power plants.
yeah,
You know, water's energy.
yeah,
Electrical magnetic current. That's what stimulates the whole pH and electrolytes, all that. It has to be moving for it to contain any type of electricity,
yeah,
right? To stimulate
Gotta
your
get
body,
motion.
your pineal. Okay, we
Yeah.
went through that already in health when I spoke about all that stuff. All this is important. They know that. They know that the temples, they're not burial chambers for the pharaohs and all this and that. What they tell you, these are energy plants.
yep,
They're meant to do something. You know, it's bigger than what you've been taught. That's what I'm trying to, tell you. But you want to get to some of the comments? My bad, bro. And my apologies if I'm long-winded and kind of all over the place. But
man, that's fine.
I'm
Yeah,
trying to
that-
figure out the best way to articulate myself so you guys understand what I'm saying.
I mean,
you know?
that covered our first half hour, so that's
Did
all
it?
good. Yeah.
Oh, okay. My bad.
All right, we're gonna go to community posts, and here we have Aldo Hernandez asking question: atomic bomb hoax or real?
Is that real? There is such a thing as that. You know, will it ever happen in our country? If you're asking, hey, that's possible, highly likely.
Hey, I never thought that I'd live through another Operation Wetback. I never thought I'd live through another one.
My bad. Speaking of that, right? Before I forget, you look at Hiroshima. You know what happened to Japan, right? Japan is close to us. It's not on the other side of the ball Earth. It's right across the ocean, right across the flat Earth. Whether you want to believe it or not, they use a flat Earth map, but you still believe in a ball. But anyways, what did Japan do after that? They gifted Washington, D.C. with cherry blossoms, trees. Why? Why would you gift them? I just came from Maryland, Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
I was over there. I have videos of all the cherry. When you get there, bro, all you see is the cherry blossoms everywhere. They're
Right, huh?
everywhere, homie.
Maybe I could pull that
They're
up.
everywhere. Why? Why would you gift somebody that destroys your lineage, your people? Why would you do that? They're under the same regime. No war is actually a person fighting another person. There's people behind it that are pushing these buttons or agitating. Okay, that's what I'm trying to get to you.
That's crazy.
You got a picture of them?
Yeah.
They're everywhere, bro. They're everywhere.
Let's see if I can pull up a big picture of it here. All right, here, I'll show it to you right now.
There you go. Those are everywhere over there. And you'll trip out if you guys ever go to Washington, D.C., you guys will trip out on how many of those trees there are. They're everywhere.
Yeah, I thought that was a trip. I'm like, holy crap, they do have a ton of cherry blossoms over there. That's crazy.
But yeah, so Washington, D.C., people just say the name Washington, D.C. It's not part of the United States. It's where the president supposedly resides in that house, right? That White House with those pillars. There's a reason why they have all that. All right? They all have that. They're everywhere. There's a reason why the slave master lived in the big white house. Okay? You remain a slave and carry his last name. All right? There's a reason for that. They want to disrespect the chosen people any way they can. Just like putting you 6 feet underground in a box, in a concrete box, so you don't go back to the earth. That's disrespectful. You may not see it like that. You may treat it like a whole ceremony and, whatever. But you're confused. Babylon, you're confused. Go for it, bro. You want to read the next one?
All right, let's see. We got um we got Kale Botate. Do you know anything about the Otomi? And also, could you explain why we shouldn't call our people Hispanic or Latinos? Sends my respects.
Right. Nothing that I could specifically get into right now with enough knowledge, bro. But I do know a little bit. Getting to the other one, the Latino and Hispanic thing. Hispanic has to do with Hispania belonging to a Spaniard, right? So during colonization and a building of a democracy around here, certain soldiers, political people took parcels of land. Remember, money's not like, I mean, there's gold and silver, that's money, but the real value was in your cows, your goats, your horses, your seed, anything that you're able to produce, that's real money, right? Your crops, that's money because things were done in trade, okay? So in order to run these farms or these man, how do you say it, those slave camps or whatever. And remember, they even had breeding camps where they had indigenous people breed to produce a better male, a better worker.
I remember when they had me locked up there.
Oh, that must have been in the short camp. That must have been in the Taco Bell camp. I mean, yeah, right. When they had you there, be quiet.
Way back in the day.
But I'm saying, and in order for you to or whatever whoever took you into captivity, you had to adopt their last name. My last name, Ayala. We didn't have, as indigenous people, you didn't have the last name like that. Your last name meant something. Your last name really meant something. It was of the earth, the sky, of water. It means something. It holds what's the word I'm looking for? Value. It's something meaningful. It's something that's passed down. Yeah. And we had to adopt their last name. Now, Latino is not. Latino is literally like a Greek bloodline. That's literally saying that your bloodline is from a Grecian. That has nothing to do with our people at all. Okay, so that's why we shouldn't use those words at all.
No, but you're right. I mean, going back to my tribe, it's a Zapotec. The last king's last name was the name of our only god, which was Cosijo. That was his last name.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about that. How much do you know?
Well, I mean, aside from him, at the end, he ended up turning Catholic. But for the most part, the lineage of the kings usually ended up having the last name as their last name was always the name of our god, which is Cosijo, which is the lightning god.
So look at when you go into, like, say, Oaxaca, right?
Yeah.
You go and you have elders, right?
Yeah.
Okay. That's what I'm saying. They're trying to break up. Like, say, for instance, over there in Iran, right?
Yeah.
They want to break up and destabilize the way they are. They live in still traditional ways, bro.
Yeah.
When you go to their cities or their little towns, they have elders that you go speak to. They don't want that no more. They want everybody acting out and being the new trendy times.
Well, I remember seeing videos of like Iran, like from the 70s, and it looked like a regular ass U.S. city too.
Oh, it did?
Like they had resorts, they had all this stuff.
But there's a lot of things that I'm saying, like women weren't allowed to speak. Women weren't allowed to drive cars. They had to cover their faces, you know. There's just a bunch of things, bro. Kids didn't act out like that. You had to go to the elder to speak. I can't like if you want to know something within East LA, you can't just come to Marvelous or Youngster, me. You can't just say, hey, let me talk to this guy. I have to take you to my elder. I would have to take you to my dad or my grandfather, the oldest person that has the most wisdom.
Yeah.
Because I don't got it. I'm still learning,
Yeah.
And you don't got it. You're still learning.
Yeah.
Bro, and we will go ahead.
Some of them look like they could be indigenous, bro.
What?
Let me show you this picture right here. Hold on, let me see. You see that picture right there?
I can't tell, homie.
Let me.
That image, you have it too far away.
Hold on. Let me. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna cover you up a little bit, but.
No, go ahead. I still can't see it because the screen's way over there on the corner, bro, on the TV.
Hey, I'm gonna cover your face for a bit, and I'm gonna make this thing huge. You see that right there?
Yeah.
You see those guys? They kind of look low. Not a few of them.
You just want to look at guys on the screen. Okay, delete that. Let's get to the questions because I want to take some calls and I want you guys to give me your input on whatever you guys want to talk about.
A lot of them got them. A lot of them do have that huge enemy's nose, if you know what I mean. Rafael Chavez says, "Where is the best place to buy healthy food? What grocery stores, farmer markets? What are some of the healthiest foods a person can buy from these places?" Thank you.
Okay, so people would say, man, there's so many places they could say where you buy healthy food. The organic section. The best food to eat and is not to buy it. Honestly, is to grow it. Just grow your own food. Like, for reals. There's so many pesticides that are being sprayed in your on your food, or it's already being put in the water system that the plants and vegetables are eating.
Yeah.
You know, so you're going to be eating those toxins anyways. They're going to affect you somewhere along the line anyways.
Yeah.
And if you're already suffering from something, they're going to affect those parts of your body anyways. You know, so, I mean, if you are going to, if you are going to buy something, go buy your herbs. Learn how to make your teas. Learn to eat one meal a day. You know, because they have us eating everything is like we're saying. The word Babylon is confusion. Everybody feels that they have to eat 3 meals a day, and you don't. You don't. All you have to eat is food with real electrical current, electrolytes, real pH, real, you know, a real vibration, if you will. You know, that's all you got to do. But we're not eating that. We eat burgers. We eat tacos. And how do you feel after you eat that? Are you energized? Here you go.
When I eat tacos, I feel pretty good.
NORBEEZ.
I feel pretty good.
You're satisfying your fleshly desire. That's what you're doing, homie.
That's all I got, Marvelous.
That's not all you got. That's not all you got. You gotta raise your frequency, homie. When you eat good, you look good. You're more vibrant. You got more stamina, homie. You got more testosterone as a male, and you're able to walk with confidence. And you know what happens after that? Yeah. More people become attracted to you because they see that vibration in you.
What if I don't want people to be more attracted to me?
Well, then keep on eating that Taco Bell, homie, and you're going to live a lonely ass life, dog. That's what's going to happen.
Absolutely.
That's what's going to happen. But what I'm saying is that we're so indoctrinated with this stuff in breakfast. You know, we broke down the eggs, you know, the potatoes, the milk, all this stuff that you're mixing, the pork, starches, mixing oil with water, and we're consuming that.
Yeah.
And it's becoming all just toxic in your body, bro, and it's coagulating your blood. Your blood flow stops because it gets coagulated in your veins.
All right, we got a good question. Well, what about beans? What are your thoughts on beans?
Beans are good. If they're good, black beans, I don't like black beans, but black beans are better than pinto beans.
I love black beans.
You know, the colored corn is better than the regular hybrid corn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's certain things that are original, and there's certain things that man has made as a hybrid, which would essentially be an abomination to eat, such as chicken.
You know, it was a trip when the first time I went to Mexico. It was the first time I ever seen a colored corn.
Mm-hmm. You look like a colored corn.
No, I was tripping out because when I saw the pili, I'm like, how come it's not yellow? How come it's not white? How come it's not the colors we usually see here?
That's the real corn, homie.
Different colors on
it. That's the real corn.
What? That's crazy.
But yeah, just if you can, you know, just try to eat more vegetables. And vegetables are really important. Fruits are important too, right? You want water. You want organic water. Eat a watermelon. Eat a honeydew. Ooh. That contains real water. What do you think they call it watermelon for? You know, don't eat the seedless one. Eat the one with the seeds. Everything that you eat has to have a seed. Okay. Well, vegetables are important too because microscopically they have tiny hairs that scratch the inside of your intestines and help scrape.
Do they?
All the stuff. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. You could look up a microscopic picture of a plant and you'll see these tiny little hairs.
That kind of makes sense when
all that stuff scrapes your intestinal tract. Okay, your stomach lining. Okay.
Now is that the part where they say fibers, where it has fiber? You need fiber in your diet, which is vegetables and leaves.
Not that. That's not the fiber that they're talking about, like the actual fibers.
Because I'm thinking you say had little hairs like fibers.
Well, yeah, but they're using it as another term, another definition for the word. But go ahead, read the next one, bro. My bad.
All right, let's go. This
Yeah, Sprouts is a good Naomi Sprouts. She said Strouts.
I think this is from Pues
But-
YTD. I think that stands for Pues Ya Te Digo.
Mm.
My mother is getting older and is a little overweight, and she is having pain on her leg. She went to the hospital for meds. Is there anything she can do to heal without expensive pills?
That's that you would have to know what the pain is stemming from,
It kind of sounds like she has gout.
Yeah, but another thing for that, maybe she has beginning stages of arthritis. I'm not sure. I don't know, bro. But you could do that with any blood-borne pathogen. Let me just say this: anything blood-borne pathogen, meaning anything you would be sick from, right? That's organic or just getting older or whatever, right? She's probably ate so much stuff that I ate all her life, even longer than me because she's older than me, right? So her body has become accustomed to a bunch of toxic things that she's eating, right? So now it's affecting her bones. Now it's affecting her arteries. Now she's getting various pains. She might have tumors and you don't know about it, or she doesn't know about it. If she's been eating toxic stuff for that long, or maybe not cooking, it's really important that a woman cooks, a healthy meal. You know what I mean?
Ladies, you hear that?
It's or a man. I mean, a man can cook too.
Oh yeah, man.
But I'm just saying it's really important that you eat from home.
Yeah.
And that you and I'm gonna say it like this, right? It's gonna sound way out, but this is really important. It's really important that you cook with good intentions. Because you release, remember we talked about aura, your frequency. 6 feet. That's your aura. It's 6 feet around you. What are you laughing at, bro? The messages.
Smear gang.
But anyways, you generate that energy to the food. You have the ability, which they don't want you to know, to create change in a molecule. That's what I'm saying. So when you have good intentions, like blessing your food, you create change. You manifest change. We talked about that in the video of feelings that I did.
Now, do you think maybe playing music would also help in the cooking process?
Well, yeah, if you're playing good music,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you're essentially raising your frequency in a good way, yeah, that food's gonna come out better.
What is
it's
that
gonna
one
taste
frequency
better.
That's supposed to be the good frequency, the healing frequency. It was
Look it up. You could look it up so that people can see, bro. There's two frequencies. 432 and oh my God, what's the other one? It'll show you right now. One of them's 432. Marvelous talking about the power of the Schwartz. For reals, bro. It's real.
Speaking about that, there's gonna be a part 2.
It's real.
Did you hear?
Yeah, I don't know.
Spaceballs
okay.
2.
Dope. Yeah, but your frequency, you're able to manifest change in a molecule. For reals. Did it pop up or no?
Right there.
Okay, so what does it say about the good frequencies?
Let's see. We have the crown chakra.
I don't think that one's saying the hertz though.
That's a 963 hertz.
Okay.
And then we have
That's just the chakras though, bro. You're talking about the in music. The music instruments
you know
are
what?
tuned
You're right. This is
to a certain.
There's just chakras. These are just frequencies that would tune into different chakras. Let me go back and
grounding, walking without your shoes, the rubber soles. That's really important. So your feet touch the dirt, the sand, wherever you're at, rocks, frequency, vibrations, grounding yourself. It'll calm your spirit. It'll calm you. All right. If you're aggravated or you're arguing with your lady or your man or whatever, that'll calm your spirit. Go to the next one, bro.
I can't find it. Okay, find it. Okay, let's see. Hated One says, what do you think about people saying that Mexicans aren't indigenous to the Americas?
They're ignorant. What is this whole land before it was called America's named? Mexica land, right? Chosen land. So what are you talking about? These are people that believe in borders, bro. They believe in that dream that they sold them, the American dream, that you have to be asleep to live it. They believe in that. They believe in a border, and those are people are different across that imaginary line than me. They're not. They just got stuck on the other side of the line when they were making it or trying to make you believe in it.
Bro, it's crazy how some people went across the entire ocean and just filled out paperwork, their own paperwork, and can now all of a sudden claim that land.
Right.
Paper. That's crazy, and we gotta respect it like it's real.
Yeah.
We gotta respect that piece of paper that they wrote for themselves.
You got a bunch of güeros
Yeah.
that are here in the Americas
Yeah.
and saying, you guys get out of here. You're the immigrants. How in the heck are we the immigrants? What are you talking about? You sound insane.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Doesn't that like, think about that real quick. A person that came on a ship over here
Yeah.
did all that damage
Yeah.
and now is calling it his land and calling the people that were already here an immigrant? Isn't that insane?
That's fucking
a
insane.
chemical imbalance that you need therapy.
Yeah.
You got daddy issues.
Yeah.
Maybe your dad and your mom are cousins. I don't know.
Inbreds.
I don't know. I
mean,
just
well,
showed
yeah,
you.
'cause I don't
I
know
just showed you on my little notes
I
right
don't
here.
understand how people can believe that shit when they say it like that.
You know,
It's crazy.
it's insane. It's insane. You know, you go to. I went to. I was in Pasadena the other day.
Yeah.
You know, I see maybe 5% of the people down there
Yeah.
are our people.
Yeah.
Right, raza.
Yeah.
And this ain't a big old racial thing.
Yeah.
All right, I'm just giving you an example.
Yeah.
Everybody else that's over there driving a Mercedes,
Yeah.
they're from Lebanon, Armenia, the majority,
Yeah.
Persia.
Yep.
You know, they're from everywhere else. Mercedes, Teslas. You know,
Yeah.
it's none of us. You see those mansions? You ever drive through there and you see the mansions to Pasadena?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
By the
They're
Rose Bowl?
They're huge.
They're not our homes.
Nope.
You ever drive through Beverly Hills and see the mansions up there? They're not our homes.
Some of them you can't even get into unless
Right.
you live there. Shit.
And if you want to own a home in the Hollywood Hills, you want to do all that, you got to do something really disrespectful against your own culture to do it.
Damn.
No diddy.
Hey.
It sucks.
It does
They
suck.
make you disrespect yourself
Yeah.
and your creator to get something here on this earth.
Yeah. Yeah. For the most part, that's what it
It
seems.
sucks. Look at all these artists. Look at all the R&B artists. You know, everybody that's coming out in those videos at the Diddy thing.
Dang.
Look at all those people. You know, you got prestigious people that were like iconic.
Yeah.
Steve Harvey. Gross.
I kind of saw that one coming.
That's awful.
Yeah.
Winslow. Carl Winslow
Oh, yeah. That one surprised me.
That is insane,
I
homie.
couldn't have thought that ever.
That's insane.
That was shocking.
You know?
Yeah.
And then you got poor little Bieber that got the fever over there.
That was Usher's.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like that's crazy, homie. That's sad. That's sad that you got to do all this. You look at the newest Beyonce video with her little kid. You know, throwing up the all-seeing eye, the eye of Lucifer. They're throwing it at you,
Yeah.
and people are just there clapping. You're right, yeah, Beyonce, you're this and that. Heck no, she's not. She's a disrespect.
She destroyed a whole generation of women.
You know.
With her
But this
shit.
is ancient Babylon. This is witchcraft, and where anything goes. That's why it was destroyed the first time with the flood.
Yeah.
Because everybody was indulging in everything that they weren't supposed to be doing. You know? Look at the whole thing with Hitler. The whole thing with Hitler and the Jewish people.
Yeah.
What were they doing? They were bringing all these books, pedophilia, you know, men with men, women with women, all this stuff. And he started destroying those people.
It makes you really think. How many times did they do that throughout history?
You know, a bunch of times, bro.
Yeah,
a bunch of times.
It reminds me of the story of Sodom and Gomorrah, who influenced these two places.
What does Sodom mean? You know?
Yeah.
That's the back door right there, homie. That's the back door. There's a reason why they call them that. You know, you look at the movie Year One. Look at the movie Year One. If you guys haven't seen it, it's with Jack Black. In that movie, they're going to a place called Sodom, right? To have a good time. You see what's happening in there. That stuff really happened.
Yeah.
That stuff really happened. You know? So you got it's just crazy. Go for it, bro. Read the next one.
All right, we got Ellis. I think it's Ellis. It's 11 LLS. Anyway, it says, Marvelous. Can you elaborate on how Iran, Persia plays a role in the end times war Gog versus Magog, and how Israel will be surrounded by armies before the Father returns? The Euphrates River is drying up for the final war.
Well, see, he's asking in the terms that's Israel over there.
Ah, okay.
But the real chosen land is that the Americas will be surrounded. See, people think that people think, but they know that we are a spoiled land where anything goes. They look down on us.
Yeah.
They look down on us.
Well, let me ask you this, Marvelous. Do you think what they show us happening there has actually been happening here? By the way that they took our land, they genocide a lot of us, and every so often they'll try to grab us illegally and take us back down south. Like what's occurring there has always been occurring here.
Yeah, always.
Like they're keeping us away from getting back what really belongs to us.
You look at the indigenous people that were hung on trees, right?
Yeah.
Who was hung on trees that you're taught about? Only black people.
Yes, you're right.
That's not true.
It's not true.
We were hung on trees too.
We were.
You look at the captivity. You look at the slave camps.
Yeah.
We were in the slave camps. Our ancestors were in the slave camps. You know, they don't teach you that. They don't show you pictures. No. I got pictures, a gang of pictures, and I get I can't show them on Instagram or nothing, but everybody that, you know, I see or whatever, I show them.
Yeah.
You know, you got the stuff that they were doing on Epstein Island. I got a video. You seen it? That's dude crazy. Just doing that whole deal, that whole sacrifice, bro.
Did you hear about that? I don't know if you know, but FBI has that list. And recently, the guy that's in charge of the FBI, before he was in charge of the FBI, he said if he was ever in charge of the FBI, he would release that list so everybody could see it.
Oh, for real?
Now that he is in charge of the FBI, he went on Joe Rogan's show and told him, I saw the list. There's nothing more than what the public already knows, so I'm not going to show the list. No,
there's more. There's more. There's videos. If I have a video, bro, there's more to that. Yeah. There's the Hillary Clinton one, the Pelosi.
Yeah. So
there's that one.
So he's pretty much saying that they got him in a way where he's not going to show it anymore, even though he had been promising.
Well, he's part of it.
Yeah.
He's probably part of it.
But he is now.
You know, most of them are Masons. And who do Masons worship? You know? Go for the next one. My bad.
All right, let's see. We got Seaside Morgan 5115 says, what do you think of Psalms 89? Do you believe in Jesus Christ because originally in Torah it doesn't speak of him, but I also hear you talk about how the story of Jesus really comes from us, the Mexica. Do you believe in Yahawashi? That's
Yahawashai.
Yahawashai. Two, and this is another question. Why is it that a lot of Latinos, Chicanos, or a lot of light-skinned Mexicans use indio or to soak insults like that to insult other people of dark-skinned Mexicans? Where I grew up, people used to discriminate just because I was from Oaxaca. Hey, shout out to my fellow Oaxacan. I was always proud, but it made others afraid to say that they were from Oaxaca.
So a Messiah, yes. A Messiah, Meshia, Mexica. Yes, I've already elaborated on that part. Yes. The other part is why do we use the term Indio?
Yeah, I think it's it.
Do you think? Let me ask you this, NORBEEZ, real quick, with all respect.
Yeah,
do you think you look Indio?
I mean, when I think of Indio, you know, for me, it's always thinking like Indio, like Indians, like that. That's what they have. That's what they put up, and we're just indigenous. I mean, I would say
so. Like for instance, the opposite of that would be like calling me a pocho because I'm whiter than you, right?
Yeah.
You're more melanated than me, right?
Yeah.
But for Chicanos, we're raised like to disrespect each other without even knowing it.
Yeah.
You know, oh, that vato looks like an Indio. I used to call my homie Chippers that.
Yeah.
My homie Chippers was. And I used to call him Indio not because of his complexion and he had real chinky eyes and long hair.
Yeah.
But I called him that like in the form of an Indian, because he used to do the whole Mexica dance on Whittier Boulevard.
Yeah.
He used to wear the whole regalia, all that,
Yeah.
you know? So that's why I called him that. But in a sense, it is disrespectful. You know, we're just raised like that. And I think it's more of a trend. It becomes, and not like, I guess that would be the word I'm looking for, trend. You know, it becomes okay.
Yeah.
We use it for so long that we become accustomed to it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, oh, that vato's a Mexican, or he's a Mexican. He's a paisa.
Yeah.
Like a paisa. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But in reality, like that, for another Mexicano or Chicano to call another Mexicano a paisa, you're saying that he's different.
Yeah.
And he's not. He's not different.
Well, from what I know, in Mexico, they don't use the word paisa. They do use a lot of other derogatory words towards people that are more indigenous looking. But you know what? I tell people, look, you guys got to realize in Mexico, those white people there, the same white people that are here, exact same people. They come from the same bloodline. The ones that hate us as much as they hate us here are the same relatives in Mexico and everywhere else south of there. But that's what people got to understand, that they're just like that, you know, that they're like that here, they're like that in Mexico, they're like that in Central America, and they're like that in South America. I mean, it's always going to be like that. And for a sense, you know, if that's just how it is, there's a hierarchy, there's a class, there's classism where they believe that these lands really belong to them. I mean, for the most part, I mean, in Mexico, you have Germans, you have French descents, you have English descendants, you have Spanish descendants, you have every country European in Mexico, you have their descendants there. And those are all the ones that are, you know, talking all this crap about, you know, a lower class, what they consider lower class. I didn't even know music was categorized from a higher class to lower class in Mexico.
How was that?
Well, in Mexico, if you're of a higher class, meaning you're more of the white part of Mexico,
Yeah.
you only listen to pop and rock in Spanish.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But
Well, I don't know. I need another Mexicano to call.
oh yeah, you'll get it. You'll get it.
I want to hear your input on that. Is there in the music scene over there? Is there a really hierarchy?
And the poor people, their music
It's corridos.
it's not only good. It's like the Yonix, Los Bukis.
Okay. Los Bukis. Isn't that's old school, right?
Yeah, but those are considered poor people music.
Oh, really? Okay.
You-
What about the novelas? What about novelas?
Well, I think the novelas are pretty much high class.
Hey, I used to watch novelas with my grandma. I was on house arrest, and I used to have to watch her. I used to have to sit there and watch her programs, man.
Yeah.
But I don't speak a lot of Spanish, you know.
Yeah.
So, but one I did used to like to watch was a one called Rosalinda. You remember that?
No.
And it was with that chick, that singer Thalia.
I don't think it was called Rosalinda.
Wasn't it called Rosalinda?
I think you're thinking Marimar.
No,
Not that I
you
know.
guys put in the comment section if it was called Rosalinda. It was with that chick Thalia. But I thought she was so beautiful. I was like, oh my god, she's bad.
She is bad.
I gotta see her.
She was bad. She was bad.
Let's see what they say. You can go to the next comment, bro. My bad.
All right.
My bad.
All right, let's go. Ray Ray's 3601 says, what are your thoughts about the mark of the beast? Do you think we're gonna experience it in our lifetime?
I think we're already witnessing that. The first stage, maybe. You know, if it's not this already, it's definitely the first stage of it. And what do I consider that? This. Your phone. It'll be in your hand. And it'll be in your head. Everybody's in their phone. Everybody has been chipped without even knowing that they're chipped. Every move that you're making is on here. Everything that you're saying is on here. When this phone is off, it's still listening to you.
Yeah.
Now they have AI, you know? What is Lucifer going to be represented in the end times, in the Great War, as an AI, right?
I like AI.
What?
I like AI.
What do you mean you like AI?
I like it. I don't
Then
know.
you're just a spoiled little brat. You should know the answers. You should go search for the answer yourself and make it meaningful. That's
I
how you
like
gain wisdom, not by just having the answer there for you.
I find it to be a very useful tool.
But anyways, this is what I believe is the first stage, or if not already, the mark of the beast. Literally.
Oh, somebody said Mari la del barrio. That might be it.
That's what it was called?
Maybe.
I don't even know. I thought it was called Rosalinda. My bad.
She's bad. I remember this one. I saw this one of her.
All right, let's
novellas where
not
she
get
was
all
wearing
wet
a
over
red
there.
Bikini.
There you go.
All right,
You were wearing a red bikini.
Hey.
Ciao.
Hey. All right, we got Claudia Herrera 937 says, aside from water, what are the best ways to hydrate? Do you guys have favorite health influencers? Well, aside from Taco Bell from NORBEEZ. She got me. All right, Claudia, that was a good one. You got me. I didn't even.
Other ways to hydrate?
Well, you said a good one. Watermelon.
Well, yeah, watermelon,
Yeah.
eating fruit. Fruit contains water, but your body doesn't even need that much water.
Cactus.
You know?
Nopales.
Yeah, nopales.
I mean, all it does is absorbs liquid, like really thick liquid.
All your body needs is electrical current. That's all your body needs. You're a battery. You're a walking battery.
You got to clarify that, because last time somebody said that like that, they people started injecting bleach into themselves.
There's a novela named Rosalinda, but I don't think it was the actress Thalia, unless I'm wrong. So Google it, homie. Novela.
You're gonna really make me look up.
Just type in novela Rosalinda. Let me see. I want to see if I know or if I remember correctly.
Oh, you're right.
Am I right?
You're right.
Oh, see, I'm right. Can we get a hand clap? Can we get a hand clap?
What the fuck?
I was right.
Bro.
I was right.
Hold on.
I remember that.
Right there.
I remember
there she
that.
is. Look right there. Wow. Damn, bro. I didn't even know.
Yeah, I remember that one. I had to watch that.
You know, I didn't like her boobs look too.
They weren't like
they were fake. You know, because she had
they weren't natural like yours.
They were implants.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. She was bad as fuck though.
Yeah, but you're a walking battery.
Hey,
you know.
But don't plug yourself into a battery. That's just what I'm trying to say. Like, because people might actually think, oh, maybe I should put some current on myself. I electrify myself. Maybe start with a little battery.
Oh my God.
You ever do that thing with the tongue? You ever do that thing with
tomatoes? Let me throw some tomatoes at you.
You ever do that with the, what are those batteries? The square ones?
What?
I think they're D batteries or no, C batteries.
Okay, what about it?
When you put your tongue on both tips, you actually get a...
I don't know about putting your tongue on the tip, Norbee. Read the next question, bro. It's going all bad.
I walked into that one.
Backwards.
Angel Gonzalez 33 says, do you know, Marvelous, what the Hoover Dam really is?
Oh, we answered that.
Yeah, we did.
Thank you, bro, for your question. Thank you all for your questions. I really appreciate them.
Let's see.
Hey, what is that right there?
What?
Oh, those are hands.
Yeah, those are hands.
They look like a pair of brown chonies.
Zapata Vive 1801 says, send all MAGA to delete to get deleted for Israel. Okay. I couldn't say those words because we would get in trouble. But
yeah, don't trip.
But for the most part, he wants those MAGAs. He wants MAGA to get deleted.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're a bit out there. They're low-key psychopathic. All right, so for the most part, that is all for.
Let's take some calls.
Oh, let me put this down.
Let's take some calls.
Let's take some calls. All right.
Keep it respectful. If you want to say your name, you can say your name. If you don't want to, you don't got to. So don't trip. But this platform is for education, and it's your platform. So if you guys got a comment, you guys got some knowledge on something, you guys want to teach us something, hey, share it with us, man. We're here to learn from each other. And that's about that. Let's see if Norbee's damn phone's working today.
I think if we do it like you were doing it, we shouldn't have that problem.
Thalia was fine. Gilbert says Thalia was fine. She was also crossover and did English album. Oh yeah, I seen that. I seen that.
She was bad. That was a music video. She was wearing a pink bikini. I just remembered.
Did shit ever get back to you?
No.
Ciao. Let me see. Hey, welcome in everybody. Noah, CICU, Lonely Cruz. Who else? Gilbert Ortiz, Bad Habits, Jose Chavez, Alex Hernandez. Hey. Who else? Am I missing? Roll call. Shout out to everybody. 94M, it's always a pleasure to welcome you in, homie.
Shout out 94M. I see you.
Renee, Harbor Area, appreciate you, homie. Ida, I think it's Ida, right? Naomi, appreciate you. Who else did I miss? Jack Jones.
Jack
Who else?
Jones,
Ninja Magic.
Gilbert Ortiz.
And you got that phone number? Oh.
Yeah, it's up.
All right, feel free to call. You guys give your input on stuff, whatever you guys want to talk about.
Things that are happening now.
We're right here.
We're right here. Aside from that, let's see, what other topic are we talking about? So, what do you think about all these? Damn, bro, did you see that one clip of that one like gardener that got attacked by ICE, and he was the father of 3 Marines.
Oh, for real? I didn't see that one.
Yeah, they jumped.
I didn't see that one.
All right, so we're gonna do it this way, where we're just gonna be on speaker. Caller, your name and where you calling from?
The brother Stockton.
Stockton, what's up, bro? How you doing?
What's up, carnal? I'm blessed, brother. Just here at work. It's my Smart Friday night, so I'll be off.
Hey,
That's right.
And Wednesday.
All right, go for it, bro.
Yep.
Speak your piece.
Yes, sir.
This is your platform, homie.
Yeah, brother. Hey, man, like, hey, y'all are my people, brother. But like, we as men, as family, we could agree to disagree. So, like, I have to disagree with brother Norbert about the light skinned Mexicans, brother. Like, feeling like, you know, we're a certain kind of class because, brother, like I'm not gonna lie to you, brother. I'm a light skinned Mexicano, but my parents are born in Mexico, right? But I just never understood, like, coming to this country, brother. And I've had, like, you know, all the beautiful women I've known in my life. They were all Mexicanas, brother. And the mother of my daughter, she's very indigenous in her family. You know, they're from Guerrero, and my little brother-in-law, his pops is from Oaxaca. He's like my homeboy. He's hella cool people too, brother. And like I always like talk to him, bro. And like he's like family too, you know.
They said the caller sounds far.
Yeah, brother. And so I think that, like, man, it goes both ways too, brother, because I'll go someplace, right, and like I'll look the way that I do, and I'm fluent in Spanish too, brother, but I'll still get spoken to in English, you know, and I just believe maybe it's like a fear or whatever, brother, but sometimes I feel, brother, like that people, like, because I'm not like a Miklo or anything. I don't want nobody to call me a Miklo, brother, like, because I don't got blue eyes, I got brown eyes, right? But like I've been told by people that I look like a wetter, or like I look white, or I look like a, you know, like a gringo or whatever, brother, you know, just because I got light skin, brother, you know. But like when it comes to, like, to Mexicanos, brother, like, I've been to Mexico, you know, I'm able to interact well, and my Spanish is fluent. Like, I know my, like, Brother Marvelous, he teaches us that Spanish is not our native language, but I could speak it fluently too, brother, because when I was coming up, Pops, he would only allow me and my brother to speak Spanish in the house. He said, aquí nomás se habla en español. Nunca hablamos en inglés, puro español. And but like, man, brother, hey, like, why do you guys think that like you could be born in Mexico, but then when you come over here, people automatically, like, they already got a box to throw you in. If you're darker, you gotta, like, you know, like, you gotta be this person. If you're light skinned, you gotta be this kind of person. You gotta like this. You gotta like that. But like, I could interact with my girl's family pretty good, brother, and speak Spanish to them. So when I start speaking Spanish, they're like, "What? Like, we didn't understand. Like, you knew how to speak Spanish so well." But like, yeah, I just think it goes both ways, brother. I don't believe, like Robert was saying earlier, about like people from Colombia and people from Mexico that are light skinned automatically having a bias towards people that are dark skinned, brother. Because to me, the most beautiful, like, women, the most beautiful girls, the most beautiful women in the world are indigenous, brother. You know, like my mother, my daughter's mother, she's a beautiful woman.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so.
All right, well,
Yeah,
I do want to clarify, but when I said that, you know, I should have said that also, you know, just like all the people here that are in the U.S. that are like that, there are some that are not like that. But
like
there
what?
are, like, you know, racist or discriminatory.
There's Mexicanos that I meet, bro, and they're more bougie than other ones are. But I don't know if the majority are light skinned. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and maybe they're Spaniards, homie. You know, maybe it's just their spirit. That's how I take it. I don't take it like nothing else. It's just you can tell a person's spirit, homie, when they're just like, oh, I'm above you, and there's a lot of Mexicanos that say that. They'll straight out flat out say, oh, we got Spaniard blood, and they're so proud of it. Like if that's something to say, you know, and
that's cold-blooded too, brother. Yeah. Because like, man, I'm not boozy, brother. I'm light skinned. Like if you saw me, you'll probably like start speaking to me in English, or like, cause you'll probably think, oh, this dude's white.
Yeah.
I don't identify as white or American. I'm a Mexicano, brother. You know?
Yeah, Simon.
Yeah. So like it's just crazy, bro. Like I've even been told I look white. Like, well, but what's white about me? Like my parents are born in Mexico. My blood is from Mexico, brother.
Yeah.
You know, I'm trying to get gamed up right here at this channel, like about my true culture.
Yeah.
You know, but like it's just crazy, bro. I've seen it on both sides. I've seen like, you know, I've seen like the darker ones like say negative things about people that are light skinned, and light skinned Mexicans call people from out there like little Oaxaquitas, and just nonsense. It's all just demonic nonsense, brother.
Yeah.
It's all just demonic, brother. Like I never liked that. I never liked that, brother, because like, man, when I was coming up, brother, back then, brother, all I knew was Mexicanos, brother. You know?
Hey, bro, I appreciate your call, bro. We've been on it for a minute. I need to take the other callers, but thank you for calling in and giving us your input, bro.
Hey, God bless you. Hey, you guys are soldiers, though. God bless, brother.
Hey, you
man,
too,
God
homie.
bless
You have a good one. My
Appreciate
respect to you and the family, bro.
All right, brother.
All right. Why do you have it on speaker?
Because I noticed it's the Bluetooth that fucks up.
Man.
Yep.
Well, they're not hearing it right on the mic.
We're guaranteeing that nothing's gonna get dropped tonight.
Well, so the voice is right on the mic.
Caller, your name? Where you calling from?
What's up, dog? It's Manuel calling from Texas.
What's up, Tejas? How you doing, bro?
Hey, man, we're good, dog. Hey, I got a question. I was talking to my daughter right here. We were here watching her live.
Yes.
Appreciate you
Hey,
guys.
dog. Simon, what do you want to think? Marvelous. Both of you.
Yes.
What do you want to think about this whole Down syndrome thing? Why is it that other Down syndrome kids look the same, dog? Serio.
About what?
Like, why Down syndrome?
Oh, Down syndrome?
Like, what is it? Like, why is it? Why does it exist?
Me
No.
Wait,
You know, like,
go for
ahead,
it.
dog.
No, go for it, bro. Go. What were you gonna say? Go ahead.
I was going to say, you know, like, other retarded kids, like the Down syndrome kids,
Uh-huh.
they all look the same. They could be white, Mexican, black, Asian,
Yeah.
whatever. All the retarded kids look the same.
Yeah.
Why is that? That's the question. That's my question. Why is that? What does the homie Marvelous think about that?
I got
Does
an answer
that
to that,
mean
too.
that
Me personally,
Come on, call
me personally, bro, I feel it has to do with a lot of the shots that they give women, you know, throughout their pregnancy. I feel that it has to do with certain birth controls that they give, such as one of them being Yaz. I feel that there's various things, you know. I could say immunization shots when they're first born. You know, they inject them with a bunch of toxic stuff, you know, when they're born, you know. But then there's babies that are born like that automatically. You know, I don't really have an answer for that other than to say, you know, it's due to the shots that they're giving us point blank, bro. Whether it was given to the mom, whether it was given to the father, and it's a chemical straight going to your seed, homie, down there, then I believe that's that. Yeah, go ahead.
Discúlpame for interrupting, pero I want you to do this. I want you to look into it, and then later on, give us a better answer. But that was my question for you, and you're good though. You're good. Pero later on, mañana, pasado, another day, give us a better answer, dog. That's not an acceptable answer.
All right.
Not from Marvelous.
I appreciate your
All
call,
right,
homie.
all right,
Thank you, bro.
Here's my
Go
answer to
ahead.
this. Here's my answer to this. And this is gonna sound a little out there, but I believe that there's a species out there that we can't see that get these women pregnant, and they all look like that species.
What the heck?
And
What?
because they're not completely human.
Dang, I never heard that one
and
before,
because they're
bro.
not completely human.
You're gonna get the comment section
it
going
comes out
crazy.
all wrong.
Comment section. What do you think about what this guy is saying right here?
Hold on, Marvelous. Just because.
No, go ahead.
Just because NORBEEZ, whatever. No, hey, you know what I gotta say, NORBEEZ. I think you're on to it. Yeah, I respect that more.
Yeah, I'm clowning. But hey, maybe I don't know.
That shit is a trip.
Yeah,
it's a trip that they all look alike.
Yeah.
Hey man, Duende, they're out there.
Duende.
¿Cómo no?
Look, think about it. Before, it was like in mythology and in storybooks that, short dwarves exist. But we see dwarves everywhere. They exist.
All right, Nick.
It's not a defect. That's just their race.
No, you're not lying. That es pero okay. I really NORBEEZ.
Yeah.
I respect your answer more than I do Marvelous.
Right.
That's my homework for you, dog. Look into this shit.
I got you. Hey, thank you. Thank you for your question, homie. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys.
That was a good one.
I'm telling you, bro.
Hurry up, Duende. Go to the next one. And hold that closer to the mic.
All right, we'll wait for the next call. What were we talking about before?
About why you have Down syndrome.
Hey.
No, but that's crazy. Like that's something I never heard what you just said right now, homie. I never heard that.
You, bro, I'm thinking outside.
So
there's
is a spiritual being that's just getting all these hyenas pregnant or what?
Yeah. I always say, do they get DNA tested to see if the dad's even the dad? I think that should be a requirement.
That sounds way
Marvin,
out.
let me ask you, do you think it should be a requirement that all pregnancies, after pregnancies, they get DNA
tested?
testing?
Yeah, that would be a good idea. That'd be pretty fit, man.
Right?
Hey, caller, your name, where you calling from?
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi. I'm from Midwest. Miguel.
Nice to meet you, bro.
I got a question for you guys. You guys are from Cali and everything. I'm over here from Midwest. It used to be a couple years ago, you used to type in like Chicano or like Mexican American like history or something. And, I came upon like this group called like Mexica Movement at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And at the time before you guys were around, man, they were like kind of like one of those YouTube channels that like really got deep into the history. One of the only ones I saw back then, man. And, I like what you guys are doing. I know you guys from being from Cali. Do you guys ever hear about this like group or like whatever happened to them? Because it seems like they're not around anymore. They don't really post videos or something.
Honestly, I've never heard of them. I know a lot of indigenous movements, as the Dene and like different indigenous, what are so-called North American Indians, but I never heard about the one that you're talking about, bro. Do you have the name of their channel or anything?
I don't have a channel, but
no, the name of their channel.
MEXICA movement. They had a website and everything, man, and like I liked them back in the day because that's all there was back then. Like their website, it had like a whole lot of books about like all the history, Aztec and everything, Olmecs and everything, all that, and
oh wow.
I just maybe around 2016 I didn't really see them around anymore.
Right.
So I like your guys' channel because you guys really go in depth, kind of like how they did back then. I mean.
Thank you, man.
But yeah, man, I really like your guys. It's kind of like I look at it like kind of like the next level because I like what you guys are talking about today about like, you don't just talk about like Mexica, also about pretty much world history almost in a way, and kind of how it all connects together. You know what I mean?
Right.
But also one last thing. I know you guys, I don't want to keep you guys forever, but people, like to talk about like, how the Aztecs were conquered and everything. But I feel like something they don't talk about is like I don't know if you guys heard like the Tlaxcalas tribe that helped out the Spaniards because they didn't like the Aztecs, and their religion.
Right.
They were always going at it.
Right.
I was wondering what you guys got thought about that, or that now there's even a state in Mexico called Tlaxcala.
And one of the first like towns or something is in that state.
Yeah. Go ahead, Norbert. I'll answer it. You want to answer it?
I mean, for me, honestly, a lot of the history is blurred from back then. I mean, if you really want to see how it was back there, you really just gotta see the first letters that Cortez wrote, the first things, because after all that, a lot of the story gets fogged up. A lot of the rumors, a lot of things that people start creating to make the narrative sound better for them. So I would definitely, I would more talk to an elder from those areas and really get it from the people. Because for the most part, I know Mexico, I even know the Mexican government likes to twist Mexican history. I've seen their website and they definitely manipulate a lot of the information of Mexican history.
Yeah.
No, that's interesting because, you know, yeah, they talk about like sacrifices, and you're right, like manipulate, say how we were the bad people and all this, yeah.
Right.
But yeah, you know, that could be true too, you know. But at the end of the day, we don't know because we weren't there. You know what I'm saying? And that's the interesting part about it all. But could I just say one more thing? I know you guys, you know, got other.
Well, I think Marley wanted to answer that question also.
No, go for it.
Yeah.
Look, the way I look at it, bro, yeah, we were manipulated just like we're manipulated today. And like I said in one of my videos on the Peter Centinelo documentary I was a part of, the tribes, you know, we don't look at it as a tribal way, but now they're defined as gangs, if you will, right? We all came from, we weren't just all a bunch of different tribes, you know, when it first, if you want to go back to the beginning, right? We came from somewhere, a bigger tribe. What was that bigger tribe? You know, and sometimes when you split off or you get people that, like, say a neighborhood wise, a gang situation, and you get younger homies that grow up and then they start their own clique, and then all of a sudden they're the big homie and they teach you whatever they know, and it gets watered down and it gets watered down a little bit and it gets watered down, and then the gang ends up moving and starting to click in another city, and then they're talking about how they're not the original ones and they know more or they put in more work, and that's the same thing in tribes. That's the same thing. Our God is bigger than your gods, and you know, whatever, we're deeper, and then you got the colonizer that comes in and then uses that to his advantage, you know, starts rumors, he brings stuff for trade such as gunpowder and entices an indigenous tribe. Here, you could use this is better. And we're such a tribal people that we're manipulated so easy that, oh, maybe God sent him, maybe our God sent him, and this is part of prophecy, or this is part of whatever they believe in, you know, and they partake in destroying their own people, like we've been doing, you know. Divide and conquer, homie. I appreciate your call, though. Thank you, bro. My respect's your way.
Can I say one more thing, man?
Yes, sir.
One more thing.
Yes, sir.
Because you know, I don't always get. I always try calling you guys. Sometimes it's hard to get a hold of you, but just a question for you, I guess, Marvelous.
Yes.
You know, I looked up. You know, I always heard about like Sumerians were like the oldest civilization.
Correct.
You know, like they're one of the first ones that had like written history or whatnot, and I was wondering, because I did a little research. You probably know more. You know, I've only been doing kind of recent research, but about like Torah, like a lot of these religions are only like, from what I saw, like 6,000 years old, and you know, like or maybe like 2,000, 3,000 years old. Like some of these societies are like were from 6,000 years ago, and how like the first natives came here 30,000 years ago. So it's very interesting to hear your point of view, like how, you know, and I'm sorry if I, you know, don't say that right, like how we're descendants from them. When, you know, from how I see it, like this religion didn't exist up until like really like 6,000 years ago. We you know, we've been here for 30,000 years.
And that's perfect that you said that. Thank you for saying that. That religion didn't exist. That religion, the religion part of it is man-made, but the sacrifice, the rituals, the keeping of the moon cycle, that's always been part of us. And that's what I take, and I say that those stories are robbed from our people. they're robbed and they're whitewashed. They don't want you to. They want you to believe that those people, the chosen people, are these güeros over there, and it's not. They want you to believe that the Holy Land is over there, and it's not. It's always been here. It's always been here.
All right, there, man. All right, caller.
Hey, no, thank you, guys. Thank you, I appreciate it.
Appreciate you,
All right,
homie.
man. Have a good night, man. Thank you.
Yep.
That was a good call.
That was a good call. I'm glad I answered it.
Shut up. Your messed up phone.
Hey, just for your information, guys, I do not own a Little Rob nightlight. All right?
Yeah, he does. I
805
seen it.
805 Plumbing, stop spreading that rumor.
I seen it.
I have a Dolly Parton
Dolly Parton.
nightlight. Has 2 switches on it.
Was that the last caller?
Yeah. For the
Oh,
most
shoot.
part.
Okay.
All right, calls are open.
Calls are open. We're going to take a couple.
You guys are being very
couple
quiet.
more.
The lines are open.
A couple more.
For the most part, what were we talking about?
Thank you for everybody in the comment section. Appreciate you.
Bro, I'm starting to get a crush on Thalia because I have the
Hey,
picture still on the
oh my
screen.
God. Hey, let us know if you guys could hear the calls, if you can, please. Por
Caller,
favor.
your name, where are you calling from tonight?
Hello. What's up?
Hey, you're here with me and Marvelous. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. What's up, man? I am calling from Mexico City. My name is Javier.
Hi, Javier. Thank you for calling. Well, what state from Mexico? Oh, you said Mexico City. My bad.
I am just calling to add up to something
Okay.
that I've been living in Mexico all my life, born and raised.
Mm-hmm.
And there is this thing about ethnicity and culture here in Mexico City that is different, and in Mexico in general, that is different. If you compare it to, let's say, Canada or the U.S. For example, I come from a hardworking family, and here in Mexico City, you can meet people from, let's say, white background, mestizo background, indigenous background, and they are all Mexicans. They are all Mexicans. And for example, when you meet someone from, I don't know, a rich class, let's say,
Yes.
they are not necessarily of European origin. There are also indigenous people in the higher classes and mestizos. And not all of them have this mindset of discriminate against indigenous people. And for example, you can also meet white people, or if you can call that white people, on the lower classes in Mexico. And they are totally cool with the indigenous people.
Yeah. Yeah. No, caller, you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Go ahead.
I think that was it. I think that's.
Oh, that's what you wanted
to say.
Caller, let me ask you a question. Now, I mentioned earlier that there in music there's a separation in class. Is that true?
Well, you mentioned some groups from the 80s, I believe, or the 70s.
Yes.
Yeah, you can say that there is this kind of separation, but not anymore. Probably, I don't know, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, but right now, people in Mexico tend to have a more eclectic taste in music.
That's good.
Yeah, people are kind of like rock, pop, whatever, corridos.
That's good.
Yeah, it's eclectic.
All right, that's good. So times are changing.
Exactly.
Now, caller,
Okay, wait, no, stop. You're gonna go off. I already know. I have a question real quick.
Okay,
Sorry,
go.
with all respect,
All right,
NORBEEZ.
go.
I have a really important question. So, caller, I want to ask you. So the same thing that's going on over here with the ICE and all the immigration stuff that they're trying to push on the Mexicanos. I see the same thing going on over there in Mexico, where they're pushing people from Honduras out and like El Salvador, and they're doing the same kind of protesting that's going on over here. What do you think about all that? And also, what do you think about the Mexicanos that are being essentially persecuted out of what's known as America?
Well, that's a interesting question. For example, here in Mexico, the majority of the people that are coming are not really from Honduras or Salvador, but from Haiti and Cuba and Venezuela, from those three countries.
Okay.
And some of them are being deported. However, like I said, things are different here in Mexico. And many of them are being integrated into the Mexican society. In regarding what's happening in the U.S., we are all with the people from there, because if you come to Mexico and you talk to a Mexican, and you will find that most of the people here, most of the Mexicans here, have at least one family member or a friend living in the U.S. So, yeah, I truly believe that there shouldn't be a separation between, I don't know, Paisa and Pocho. We should move as a unit from here in Mexico to the U.S. and we should support each other. And yeah, man, that's how I see it.
Wow.
Thank you for your answer. I appreciate you. Thank you for calling in. My respects to you, and I hope you're safe over there. And thank you for calling, bro. Thank you for watching as well.
Greetings.
All right. Thank you. Let your friends know to watch the show. Thank you.
NORBEEZ, go to the next caller.
I think that's it.
Man.
I think you manifested that today.
What?
Because you said earlier, I want a real Mexican to call in, like a Mexican.
Who said I want a real Mexican?
When I was talking about the
I
music.
never would say I want a real Mexican.
No, I mean like a when I was talking about Mexico, about the music stuff.
I want people to call in. Oh, yeah, okay.
From Mexico.
Yeah,
like,
I want people to call in.
That was a guy from Mexico.
Well, I want to hear what they say. You know, what do they think about that? Because I never heard that, bro.
I think you manifested that.
Yeah, I never heard that before.
Mexican.
Man, I was laughing at the comment section was going in.
Right,
man,
tell me
they
which
said
one
that
made you laugh?
they said the one that who did he write? I don't know his name. I read it real quick, but he put I'm standing on the couch. I'm really standing on the couch. He put what the heck?
What?
Yeah.
Who? Where?
I don't know. Somebody put
Where's it
that.
at? I'm going up.
It's funny. Oh, right here. Smear Gang. You're funny, Smear Gang. You're funny, homie. That was a good one. But yeah, go ahead. We don't have no more callers?
No, everybody's shy. Everybody wants to be shy today.
All right, we're gonna take one more caller.
Aside from that, do me a favor, though. I'll move that cable there.
Oh shoot, my bad. More?
All right, now we're good.
All
what were we talking about beforehand?
I don't know. Not Taco Bell.
Oh, I think I did mention about that one guy that got that was getting punched by ICE, and his sons were 3.
Oh
Marines.
yeah.
I thought that was crazy.
Hey, what about the dudes from the National Guard that took their mom to the
no, they're from the army.
The immigration.
They're from the army.
Oh, were they in the army?
Yeah,
they were
in the
reserves,
army.
aren't they?
No, they were actually army.
But it's like, look it, they went with their mom, right?
Yeah.
What, they weren't allowed in the building or what? And then what if they would have taken their jefa? What if they would have taken their mom?
Yeah, that's the
then
other
what?
part. That's the other part.
They're gonna stay outside. Like if I'm in the military, I'm gonna want to go in with her. You know what I mean? And then I don't know the process of what they go through, and the whole thing. Like, what do they ask them? You know, do you know anything about that?
No, I don't.
No, like, do they ask them questions? Do they want them to do the
mean-
Pledge of Allegiance? Like, what
Oh,
do
no,
they
no,
have
no.
to go through?
You're talking about the end when
They want to know
finally
where they're working, if they're paying taxes. Like,
No,
what are the
it-
questions?
It's more like probation. You got to check in. You got to see,
And
show
say
them
what?
you're working, you're contributing, you're doing something. You're not just some bum, you know. And you pay your fees, and for the most part, that's it. You know, it's just a regular check-in. But right now, I mean, because of Trump's bill that he created, even if you are doing all that stuff the right way, the right way,
Yeah.
ICE still has the right to take you. Because technically, we're not taking any block calls, right? No anonymous.
Oh, no anonymous calls.
No anonymous calls. But you know what? I wouldn't want to be that ICE agent that beat up that one guy.
All these dudes are covering their
Because-
faces. They're
because-
changing their license plates.
Because imagine you have 3 Marines,
Mm.
2 that are serving, 1 that's out, and they're seeing this. They're seeing video clips.
There's a lot of Marines speaking
their-
up, bro.
of
I've seen
their-
so many Marine videos of.
Oh, that dude was just punching him, and he was just down. You see,
Really?
you could see his weed whacker right there. He just had a weed whacker. Bro was working, and this piece of shit ICE agent was just
NORBEEZ, honest question.
what?
You're coming outside in the morning. You're waking up, all crudo. Nah, you're just waking up.
Yeah.
You're gonna go start your work.
Yeah,
And you see them getting a Mexicano
yeah,
when working.
yeah.
What are you doing?
I already made my choice, bro. I'm gonna fly. I'm gonna go. As soon as I see them like hurting that person, I'm just gonna jump in there and just pretend that that was my dad they're punching. Because I saw the clip and I was like, what would I asked myself too, what would I do if I saw that like happening right there, like this man just getting his face punched in for no good reason.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I would jump in there. I would probably try to do a little fly kick because I could get momentum.
NORBEEZ, how high can you jump?
You know, just like a side one because he's on the floor, so I wouldn't have to jump so high. But I would run and just kick that guy in the
you
face.
would probably skip to him, huh?
And then-
You'd skip over there to his truck, huh?
But I would say I would definitely take the beating if that guy, if it meant that guy, that older man, didn't get beat up like that because they did beat the crap out of him.
Yeah.
And it wasn't right that these ICE agents, or if they even were ICE agents, because now ICE is just hiring random people.
Yeah, they're hiring random people.
That's why they can't identify themselves because they have no identity.
Yeah.
They have no numbers.
They did this hiring before all this went down. That was it for the callers. Let's just go to the super chats then.
That's it. All right, guys. You guys were shy tonight.
Go to the super chats.
No more calls.
I think we only got like 2 super chats or something
All
like
right,
that.
let's check it out. Let's check it out. Don't sound too disappointed. Hey, shout out to all the super chats that we got today. Much love, much appreciation to you. Also, since you guys are on here, please do us a favor and hit that like button before we start reading these super chats.
Marvelous rides horse chariots to work. Random says that's
We're
funny,
giving you
man.
guys 5 seconds to hit the like button.
That is funny.
5, 4, 3, 2,
Hey,
1.
I don't mind when you guys clown me. I'm a clowner myself, so I
I
don't mind.
love it when they roast me.
Yeah.
They roast me hella
That's
crazy.
funny.
I mean, if I had any type of ego,
Hey, we should just do a roast on NORBEEZ. Everybody in the comment section, give us your best roast for NORBEEZ,
Bro,
please.
that's the show.
Please.
That's literally the whole live chat. Nothing but Norby roast.
Roasting. Let's hear that. I want to hear the best one.
All right, guys. No more calls. You guys had your chance. No more calls. So stop calling, guys. All right, let's go with the first super chat. Comes from J.A. Lennox, I'm assuming. Says, what can you speak on DNA? Is it true that your brother or cousins can have the same DNA as yourself? Or is DNA different for every individual?
I'm actually doing a video. That was going to be one of my next videos on DNA and the placenta and all that stuff. So I don't want to give you too much. But no, we're from our father's seed. We are from our father's seed. We are from our father's seed.
You know what? I saw this video recently of this one chick that, wants to uplift men. And told them, like, women, even though women give birth, you men are the ones that give your seed. Without your seed, these women wouldn't be able
And women
to give birth.
carry the energy of men that are being with them.
Yeah. So
They carry that.
She goes on to saying, respect
Forever.
yourself and respect the power
Forever.
that you carry the seed of life.
Mm-hmm. Faux show.
Hey.
Go to the next one. Next one.
J.A. Lennox saw dropped another one. Says, also shout out to you at Marvelous and NORBEEZ. I like Dorito tacos. I do also.
That what?
I like Doritos tacos.
What's that?
He likes Doritos. Oh, well, there's this taco from Taco Bell that the shell is made out of a Dorito chip.
Have you ever seen a Dorito under a microscope?
No.
No?
No.
I bet you won't eat it.
I can show it to you right now.
I bet you won't
You
eat
want-
it.
you
Oh,
want
go
to-
ahead.
Let's see.
Go ahead. You want to look it up?
Let's see.
Don't get us flagged, bro, by looking up. You're going to look it up on YouTube or where?
No, just I'm good.
No, you got to look at the image.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
the
yeah.
video.
The video. Why not
Yeah.
just an image?
Because I don't know if it's going to show it. But go ahead, try it. Let me see what it says. I never looked it up on Google. But see, show them. Let's see what NORBEEZ finds right here. Pictures of Dorito stains on his chonies.
Hey.
Yeah, I appreciate all you guys rocking with us tonight. That's tuning in. Thank you for all your comments. Everybody in the comment section. Appreciate your roasting. Here we go. NORBEEZ can't even jump 3 tortillas. Ooh. NORBEEZ
hey.
tips the chef at Taco Bell drive-thru. Dang, do you? NORBEEZ looks like what? He closes. Oh, that's a good one. NORBEEZ looks like he closes doors with his hips.
Hey.
For real.
You can't
NORBEEZ wants to give birth so he can feel a woman's pain.
We're really going there.
That's a good one. Hey,
All right,
Smeargate
all
got
right.
some jokes, man.
I can't find one. I can't find one right now, but
Yeah, you got to see the video though.
all right.
But go ahead. Next
Christian Haregui. He did drop a super chat. He didn't really put anything there though.
Oh shoot!
But
Hey, I
shout out to him.
appreciate you. Hey, thank you for the super chats, you guys. That means a lot, man.
And last one from J.E. Lennox again. Thank you. Appreciate that. He says, at Marvelous, please educate our people about the toxic and chemicals on foods and products and what's good to consume.
So toxins in food and whatever, snacks, whatever you eat, whatever you drink, if it's not organic, your body's immune system is going to go up. You're going to create more white blood cells to attack that foreign, say it's a piece of plastic. You know, there's so much plastic in our food that people don't know about. Hold up. There's so much plastic in our food that people don't know about. There's rubbers. There's all kinds of stuff. These things stick to your bowels. They stick to your intestinal tract. Your bile, which is your stomach acid, is not able to break down certain things that we are consuming. So what happens is our cells go to that object and attack it. And if they attack it for a long period of time, your mind starts to tell your body that it belongs there, that it's part of your body. And it becomes coagulated, it becomes a tumor. It starts growing cells over these parasitic molecules that are just right there grinding and working around, and that becomes cancer, and it spreads throughout your body through your red blood cells. I mean, and that's why you just got to be, you got to make sure that everything and anything that you're eating is organic. Everything and anything, you know? And then the amount of food that you're eating is really crucial to your lifespan. It is. If you eat like a bunch of 3 meals a day, you're eating a burger. Lunchtime, you're going to eat salad tacos. Dinner time's coming. You got some pork ribs. You know what I mean? Look how much pork our people eat. Pork. There's hot dog stands everywhere. There's the hybrid corn, elote ladies. They're selling corn everywhere. We're consuming mayonnaise. We're using tapatio. We're using just all kinds of stuff. And we're just, it becomes a habit. You know, it becomes a habit. And it's, by the time we figure this out, it's too late. It's too late. The doctor's giving you the bad news. And then you're right there all stressed out, and you're going through Instagram or you're going through TikTok and you're asking, what could I do? You know, and your doctor's trying to give you pills and prescriptions, and he's getting a check for whoever he refers you to, or whatever, prescription that he refers you to. He's getting paid for that. You know, you don't know about that. You're just believing this guy in a coat that went to another indoctrinational camp to be a valid signature to issue you that pill. You know, he's not right there studying indigenous ingredients, organic ways to heal your body. You know, he's not telling you, hey, drink this tea. He's not telling you, hey, the canela will do this, cloves will do that. They're not telling you to do that. They're saying to take this petroleum pill and you're going to be all better, but it might have these side effects. And if it does have these side effects, here's another prescription for that pill. Like, you know, go if you got tumors or cancer, here, let's refer you to this clinic that gives you radiation, chemo. But they don't tell you after that chemo, you're going to go straight to dialysis because now you damaged your liver and your kidneys. They're not telling you that. They're not. They're saying that this is in your blood. Oh, my aunt had diabetes, or my dad died from cancer. Yeah, because we've been getting poisoned. We've been getting poisoned. You know, going on what, 2-3 centuries now. You know, so yeah, you're gonna think that it's in your blood, and it's really not. It's not. You're able to live well beyond 100 years old. Believe it or not, you are. You are. Go ahead, bro. My bad.
All right, man. So next super chat, and you did this one. I blame you for this one. 805 Blumming and Drain San Diego says Norby sleeps with a marvelous life-size pillow.
Ora, do you?
No.
Just don't let me find out.
Hey, 94M says, did you watch Astro World Tragedy? Any thoughts?
No. What's that?
Isn't that Travis guy's thing show?
Oh, the Travis Scott? Oh, yeah. I got videos of that. Oh,
there you go.
Crazy. You should have seen all the interviews of people talking that they couldn't breathe. They got hot all of a sudden. And energy.
All right. We
Bad
got
energy.
805 Plumbing and Drain San Diego also says on NORBEEZ the type. NORBEEZ is the type to put eyelashes on his car.
Do you?
No.
Yeah,
on my
bet.
car. I didn't even know they made them like
I'm
that.
going to go look right now.
805, you owe me. I added the is. All right. B-Ball Fanatic says, my coworker said toothpaste affects the pineal gland.
Yes.
Or something. Is that true?
Yes,
Thoughts on it, bro?
Facts. Yes, it does. Fluoride in your toothpaste.
All right, guys. We have about 300 people viewing. I know I don't buy any of you guys, so do me a favor, hit the like button. I know you guys are real. So I see 111 likes. Get us at least up to 200. At least up to 200. Because I know all of you guys are real.
I appreciate you guys for liking, subscribing for the members only. Thank you. You guys get on the members only. You guys get to view the oldie sessions that we have and listen to some bad oldies. You know, I also do other genres of music. So, you know, anything that you guys want to request on the line. The next one I think we're going to be doing is we're going to take it back to the 80s. So I'm going to be doing that.
We're going to play the super chats that we couldn't get to last time.
Oh, yeah. And the super chats, the ones that paid, the ones that we didn't get a mention, those are going to get played on the next one.
Yes, definitely.
So I appreciate you guys. NORBEEZ,
we got
you want to read that?
chat.
You want to read that last one?
We got 805 Plumbing
with it.
Says Norby sings It's Raining Men in the Shower.
Dang, 805 Plumbing's with it, man.
Get out of my window, bro.
Shout out to San Diego.
Hey, shout out to Two-Face Entertainment.
Two-Face Entertainment. What's up, Fred?
Now, did you find any of the who's your best roast on me here?
Man, I think closing the door with your hips. That's kind of funny.
I mean, what do we have? What do we have here?
I don't know where it's at, but that was it. NORBEEZ, go ahead and give your last word, bro.
Okay. All right, last words. Today was a great show, and this is what I love that we do here. We speak on our culture. We speak on our people. We do give you guys the facts that are out there for us, because it's important that we start talking about our culture, our history,
our story.
There you go. Our story that they don't want to talk about. And I'm glad to hear that one of the callers had his daughter watching us. And that really means a lot to me, because for the most part, this is what we've been, this is the whole mission statement for this channel. To talk about our culture, to talk about what's affecting our community, and always being part of it. I mean, you saw me and Marvelous right there at the protest, you know, doing our thing and just being there for our people. And you don't have to be there, but you can support the fight by following the people that are promoting it, that are put comments on their posts, because that helps them grow. That helps send out the message, share their stories, share their posts. Because for the most part, we are our community is at war. Like I said earlier, we're in the new Operation Wetback, and they are deporting us even though we are from here. They are trying to deport us even though we're from here. They're stopping us. They're stopping citizens that are, because they're just brown, because they fit the description. So we're definitely back to Operation Wetback 2.0.
Well, I'm gonna start an operation called Operation Whiteback,
Hey,
and that's what it's gonna be called.
That's right.
Not wetback, but whiteback.
that's right.
And we need to stop and melt that ice that is trying to take our people away from their families. Okay, there's no such thing as a border. Okay, so stop believing that your vote doesn't count. Stop believing in that. If you're gonna vote for anybody, vote for yourself. Believe in yourself. This is your land. You're not an immigrant here. Okay, you are the builders and the architects, and I just showed you that you are the chosen people. The maps and the names have been changed. We are the ones that migrated, you know. We are the ones that believed in the moon cycle. All the timeline, everything that I speak about on this channel is for factual stuff that I've looked up for years. Okay, if I don't know it, I'm not going to speak on it. I don't know every answer. I'm here to learn from you as well. But I do appreciate you guys for being loyal. Thank you for your time. Thank you for giving us your time. Thank you for the likes, the shares. Thank you for the super chats. I appreciate all you guys. My respects. Hang in there. If you see these dudes around, gather up. Make some phone calls. We're there. Gather up. We're deeper. You know, there's no reason why they should be kidnapping our people. Kidnapping. That's kidnap. This is our land. Get it back.
Hey, all right, that's it.
That's it.
All right, guys, we'll see you on the next one. So stay tuned and make sure you turn on all notifications on the channel so you will not miss anything. Okay. So until next time, laters.